So we're all ready for another adventure into France. We're going to go off to the Eurotunnel. It's about 7 hours, just under 7 hours to get there. And I'm hoping this time that the Eurotunnel's actually on time, because we've been twice so far, and both times we've been to Eurotunnel, it's been 2 to 3 hour delays. So let's get going and let's see whether we get there and it's on time this year. So once again, as per usual, travelling down the A1M in Yorkshire, we're hit with traffic. This always seems to happen on this section of road, doesn't matter what time of day or what we do to get there. As you can see, we're sat here in the outside lane, going absolutely nowhere. Hope this is not a thing of things to come. On the way down we didn't stop at our norm stairs. Often we stop at Caravan North, it's got little Mackies and that, but we were a bit early, so we just drove down a bit further to Peterborough, which is about another 40-45 minutes of Caravan North. And when we got there, we were so early that they still were serving breakfasts. Well, that was a little bit of a nightmare. So that's not the best start, because we ordered things and it took them 20 minutes to make the breakfast. They kind of briefly say, why is it on order 65? We're on 39. They go, oh yeah, we're waiting for eggs. So I don't know whether the chickens were laying the eggs, but they were very, very late. So we've done that. We're now on the Eurotunnel, and as per usual, we've been to the Eurotunnel 3 times. All 3 times the train is always late. We saw last year's, because it was massively late, so it was going to be about 45 minutes late. We came through anyway, because I know it's a bit naughty, but in the past we've been like literally R, and there's been people of the last letters coming through anyway. So we thought by the time we get through passport control and that, you know, we would probably be about our time, which originally was 15:48. It's now currently 4:05. We're on again on the lower bit. On the lower bit for lower cars, but obviously at the top, which is a bit tricky to try to open the boot there, and these are the poor guy's car right behind us. So yeah, we're just waiting for the train to leave, and then we'll be in front about 45-50 minutes, depending on how long it takes to go. But we were meant to go 15:48, so again we are late. But it seems every time we get the Eurotunnel, it's running a bit later than it should be.
Welcome to our first caravan tour. Got a dining table with chairs.
Yeah, dining table, some chairs. Well, show them the kitchen things first. Show them this room.
Got a kettle,
Yeah.
fridge,
Fridge, freezer, a microwave,
a stove,
a hob, yeah.
some drawers
Storage,
with
what?
plates, and modules, and this. This is a bedroom.
Oh yeah. Turn that on.
This is a
There's one bedroom.
where you can put your clothes.
Big double bed.
Put your clothes in here,
Yeah.
and then you put there's little lights and a little stand there.
There's a light in the stand, yeah. What's in the next door?
In here we've got this nice bathroom.
Ooh, that's a nice shower. Isn't it?
Oh, it's bed. Oh,
What's next then?
I guess you can go. There's a
Couch, yeah.
couch and a little table. And then we've got another bed, 2 beds in here.
Oh yeah.
The same thing. Probably a toilet in here. Maybe
Yeah, a single toilet, yeah.
one. And then we've got
Is that another bedroom?
a mop in
Oh, a big wardrobe.
wardrobe.
That means there's nowhere to sleep for somebody. You're going to sleep outside.
No.
No, I think this becomes a bed. And that gives you a 5th bed. That's where all. So two in there, 2 in there, and then somebody to sleep on here as well. Wasn't it? Good morning from Campton St Louis. It looks like it's been lashing down again last night, but fortunately, the sun is out. So I apologise for not kind of giving you much more last night. Just the fact that by the time we got here, it's about 6 and a bit hours to drive to the tunnel. Got the tunnel, and it was about another 35 minutes on this side. So you can probably see the seats here. We were considering having breakfast outside. That's probably not going to happen. And currently our outside area is in shade, so it's not very dry, but it is blistering sunshine. So taking high today of 23, so we're going to have a think about what we're going to do. We're only here for 1 day. And then, yeah, we'll keep you in touch with what we're going to be doing for the day. We're going to do a little video of the food that we got, and we ordered this from reception last night, just so it's nice and fresh. So we got
a baguette.
Baguette put on the table then. We got a baguette. We got some of these. What those are or not? No, they're called pano raisins. Bread with raisins in. Then have a look what's in that one. What's in there?
Croissant.
Okay, croissant. And then lastly we got
More croissants.
yeah, should we show them quickly what they look like? What's a pan of... They're quite big, aren't they?
Oh, these are...
Yeah.
There's one.
And Olivia's croissant. Pretty good size. It's about half it.
Yeah. And then in here we've got the...
And inside here, got the pan of raisins. Pretty reasonable size. And a decent sized baguette. So we're going to have breakfast now and then consider where we're going to go next. Got a little bit cloudy now, but we have decided what we're going to do. We're going to go to Calais Beach, which is the place we finished off last year's kind of tour, mini tour of France. So really, really good place, a lot to do there for the kids. So we thought, well, might as well go there. We did think about going to Epilex, that's how you pronounce it, which is where the V1 and V2 rockets will launch, which I would find interesting. Probably me as you would, but I'm not sure if ones would. So we decided to save the £28 and go to the beach instead. So we've arrived here at Calais Beach, and parking is completely free on the beach, but we thought we'd be busy with park a couple of feet back. Got the lovely baguette. It was a bit play about. There's a kind of like a fitness area, so went there for a bit. Did the whole 1.5 pull-ups and maybe about 3 or 4 chin-ups. But there's absolutely loads to do here. So you've got like the play park behind me for the kids. It's gone there for a little bit. There's places if you've got like a bike or a scooter you can do little tricks on. So Calais Beach, I think, is a real, if you're in the area and you know Calais just for the port, it is a real gem. You'll find all the things you can do in the area, particularly with kids. You obviously need a bit more occupied. So we're going to have a bit more time here. It's 11 o'clock French time now. Our body's still probably on UK time at 10 o'clock. We're going to have a wander around and, you know, hopefully the day is quite nice. And we'll stay for a few hours before we go back to site. So we'll take you around. So we've been at the beach, and on the way back we're just getting a few things because we've got a trip down. Our trip down next out, which is near Tours. It's about 6 hours. Obviously little stops for give or take. It says 5:10 on Google, and it's always a bit longer than that, so it'll be about 6 hours-ish. So just pop off to the local supermarket. Got a bit of diesel. So in UK we paid £1.40. Here it is currently 163.9. So I'll put on the screen how much it is, and we put just over 60 euros in. So we compare that when we did have a caravan, we'd have to fill up before we even left England due to the fact that miles per gallon. Miles per gallon, I think originally, just over 40 miles, but 42 miles per gallon so far. We'll keep on our journey as we go through how much it is and how much kind of miles per gallon we're doing. Morning, we're just getting up ready. We're getting the caravan sorted, giving it a quick clean, because otherwise you get charged €100 not cleaning it properly. And then we're going to give you a site tour while we're here. So you do come down this road. It isn't exactly like massively easy access, but I think it's okay. Big twin axle, you've got to give it a bit of a swing, but it's got pretty wide gates. As you come into the site, on the left hand side, actually I don't know what this picture's used for, because last night it was £130,000 Coachman motorhome in there, and now there's a big massive XL wheelbase crafter in there. But here we've got a car park for visitors. There's a people park, and there if you get there a bit early, I think. Then you've got reception here. So reception isn't open all the time. You have to get here by 6 o'clock, otherwise they do give you a bit of fun look. We got here at 6:30 because the Eurotunnel was late. We did get a little bit of a look for that. It is barriered, which I always like. A lot of fenced places are barriered. And then, as soon as you come in, you've then got pitches to be quiet because people are asleep. Most of the pitches are, as you can see, delimited by hedges or other things, which is quite common. One of the things I've noticed here is that it's clearly used by people for 1 or 2 nights who just want to come for a couple of nights when they get into France before they go further south, or the other way around. They've been in south, they're coming further up the country, and what they do is they obviously stay here for a couple of nights and go back into England. So it is used quite a lot for that. So you'll do get a lot of movement during the day, pitches being changed around. So over here you've got the restaurant. Seems semi-busy. You're talking about €12 for most of the things on the menu, 12 to 15 euros, and beer was about €5. There you go. You can also sit outside here just if you don't even have a drink. If you want Wi-Fi, you have to sit somewhere in this area. If you don't have that. So this is the kids' playroom. They've got ping ball machine. Ping ball, yeah. This is not on at the moment. They have a pool table. The pool table is €1. They have ping pong or table tennis that the girls are playing now, so they bring on bat and things. They have a selection of books. They also have at the bottom there table football. You can borrow DVDs and other things. And at the very bottom, so yeah, at the very bottom they've also got like leaflets for the local area, so it's quite nice. We first came with a lot of kids in, but you know, managed to get stuff done. Managed to move eventually, but lots of books, obviously a lot of them in French, but a lot of books you can borrow. Just take back to your caravan and motorhome, whatever. But yeah, really good space. And girls are just playing a bit of ping pong at the moment. The site has got free Wi-Fi, but you need to be near the actual, like there's a bar. So I've just been sat outside the bar getting an internet signal. Because only when you come abroad, because of Brexit and things, I think only get 5 gig for free. I think at least he gets about 20. I'm not sure which meals he gets, but they're just playing ping pong a little bit for now. Got the toilets, but I think there are people in there, so I don't really want to go in there if there are people currently in the toilets. I think that's fair on them. Ladies' toilets over here. Over here you have wash basins. Interestingly on the site, there's quite a lot of people who've got tents as well. This is quite a tent site. And then you've also got a washing machine if you want to use that. Some more pictures, like I said, a few people have got tents instead, tenting people. I've got these little rebas here. And then just round the corner over here is where all your toilets are, and for your black waste or your Elsan waste point. They do have in here just the dogs. So a little doggy run around with a doggy bin. That smells lovely this time in the morning. And around here you've got kids play area, so you've got a seesaw climbing frame for the kids, and then you have swings. It's not a massive play area, but enough again if you're staying here for 1-2 nights just to keep them occupied for every so often. There is then space to play football over here, and at the top end, probably hard to see in the camera, they've also got pools. So the weather's looking pretty decent for up here. It's a bit cloudy at the moment, but it is meant to get 23 degrees later on. Where we're going is meant to be just recovering from a storm, which is fine. So we're going to get ourselves sorted. I'm going to try and get the place cleaned up. The kids have breakfast, and then we're going to get ourselves going. It's quite an interesting caravan. This an Allegro Optima. I think that looks quite nice. Even though we're not into getting a caravan at the moment, it is interesting looking at other caravans and things here. Like I said, there was a coach one here last night at the front, and I think I looked online, there's 125 grand, but that was reduced from 135. It is 35 grand, which was left of my mortgage. It's a fairly hefty sum of money these days, isn't it, for a motorhome? And as we all know, I put that video out about how expensive things are. So yeah, we're going to get ourselves ready, hopefully get ourselves on the road. It is about 6 hours to our next stop, but the next stop is our probably main campsite of the tour. This is our pitch here of our big beefy car. I haven't tried to fit in. There's not a lot of space here. You probably could maybe get it in there, which you can reverse in, but you maybe a smaller car there. There's not a lot of space for the car, but this is a really, really nice mobile home, about 2018. Yeah, for 2 nights it only cost us about 160, 170 quid, which you think about it, isn't that bad, given the fact that if we just came here and used a pitch, I think it's about 60, 70 quid anyway, which, you know, I know it's £100 difference, but we're getting a nice big space. We did discuss as well, was it better having this and let's say going to an F1. F1s aren't the nicest hotels, but they're quite cheap, and we've decided this probably is better for us. The one big downside, having to give it a good scrub when we're leaving 2 days after we got here, but that was our choice, so that's what we're going to do. But we do think the space was particularly useful, where before we were in 2 separate rooms, there was nowhere to cook and things. I thought it was a good base. But as per usual, around this area it seems there's quite a few mosquitoes. We got bitten a few times. That's the only thing I find about up this area. I don't know if it's all the places, because we're in Cockerels, that's what it's called. A bit funny name. When we're in that area anyway, I didn't get bitten. But then we've stayed here in Chateau de Gansbet, which is about 15-20 minutes away, and we've got a few bites on us. So maybe it's a mosquito area as well, just one to watch out for. But definitely a site we'd come back to, whatever we have next year. So we're just about to leave our first site to go to our next site. If you want to keep up with us, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and you can follow our videos as we go along our journey in France's. We'll be giving you prices and hints and tips for each section.